So this right here is the Blade60. This is actually the tofu's older brother. They took everything about the tofu that wasn't good and then revamped it and made it into the Blade60. It's a very similar tray mount design just like the Tofu 60 was, but instead of actually mounting the PCB directly onto the case, they actually use an O-ring gasket mounted system that a lot of people used to do on the Tofu 60 as one of the main mods that made that keyboard actually decent. And as you can see, the case is a lot different. Instead of having a nice squared off edged look, it actually almost has a diamond with a bunch of different faces on the case itself. I just wanted to take a quick second to thank you guys for 16,000 subscribers. You guys are absolutely amazing, and here's to 17,000. So today, let's see if we can hit a total of 3 likes on this video. Anyways, back to the keyboard. The case is made out of aluminum with a 7-degree typing angle. It is O-ring mounted and unbuilt. This case alone weighs about 1,130 grams. This still is designed and manufactured by KBD fans, and it is compatible with the DZ60, the DZ60 RGB, the GH60, and or you can always look up and see if your PCB is compatible, but it's compatible with most 60% PCBs. The whole kit actually comes with 3 millimeters of bottom foam, the aluminum case, the rubber bump-on feet, and the screws. Now my board right here is rocking a polycarbonate plate, but you can also pick up a couple other materials: brass FR4, aluminum, polycarbonate, or even a half plate. It's all up to you. I've had about 3 Tofu 60s in my past, and the Blade 65 has been better than the Tofu 60s in my opinion. Now, the typing experience on it isn't going to be as soft as a normal gasket mounted keyboard. It does have a little bit of give, but nothing compared to actual gaskets that are used on the edge of the PCB all the way around. But nonetheless, it is softer than actually just mounting it directly to the case. As for color-wise, these come in a ton of different colors. That is one thing that I will commend KBD fans on, is instead of just having black and white and yellow, they also have blues, purples, greens, a ton of other different colors. Now, one thing that bothers me about this keyboard. This might not be for you, but for me, as you can tell starting over on this bottom left-hand corner, it is thicker. As it moves down over to this side, it gets thinner. So if it's sitting on your desk like this and you do have one of those OCD eyes, you will notice that this side is bigger than this side, and that throws me off just a little bit. I wish they would have kept it uniform on the bottom of the board, and then they could have done it up top and it wouldn't have been as noticeable. Now, in the sound test, I will show you guys the escape and some of the modifiers on the left-hand row of this keyboard do sound hollow, as well as the enter key, but everywhere else is pretty uniform in sound. That is something to keep in mind if you plan on picking this guy up right here. Just know you're gonna have to do some sound modifications, play around with the foam, play around with the PCB foam, maybe even tape mod just to get it all sounding nice and uniform, because there are certain modifiers that don't really match up with everything else. But let's jump into the sound test and I'll show you guys what this sounds like completely built. Let's go. So for my build, I'm using case foam, a DZ60 RGB PCB, PCV foam, polycarbonate plate with Duroc V2 stabilizers, lubed and filmed marshmallows with PBT white on black keycaps. Now for the case and the PCB foam, this is going to come in at $109. So after you pick up your PCB, some keycaps, depending if you're going to go with like a $50 set or a GMK set, but let's just assume it's going to be a $50 set. Some switches and stabilizers, we're looking at right around $250 or say so for this keyboard right here. And coming in at under $300 for this board right here, I mean, its real only other competitor in my opinion is going to be like a Beckon Echo 60, but the Beckon Echo 60 definitely lacks the weight that this has and more of the premium feel, but definitely has a more softer, better typing experience. But this case is so unique. This is always in stock on KBD fans, and I have a feeling it's going to be in stock stock for years to come, being that it's replacing the Tofu 60 that I think is starting to get pushed out of the website a little bit more. So in my honest opinion, do I think the Blade 60 is worth it? Yes. It's a super solid sounding board. It's got a premium feel to it. I mean, it is a thick, chunky boy. It's got some weight. Like I said, you're gonna have to do some modifications on the sound of it to kind of fix some of the modifiers and the escape hollowness. But if you're willing to stop and listen to it and make sure that everything is sounding uniform, the potential on this board is really, really high. Especially some of the colorways that it's coming in can be matched up with some super insane GMK sets. But all in all, I would give this keyboard a rating of 7.5 out of 10. And I also want to thank KBD fans for sending this guy out for a review. If aliens were to come and abduct this thing out of my life, would I buy it again? Yeah, I would buy it again. So thank you for watching today's video. Make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit that like, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace out.